All right, guys, we're getting this smoker lit up, and as we described in another video, we have the vent open on the side and up at the top. Both doors open, got the fire lit. We'll let this burn probably about 10 or so minutes, and then we'll start closing doors and let it come up to temperature. Okay, guys, today we want to smoke some ribs. We're going to have the smoker set at about 225. And these are 3 racks of baby back ribs. What we've already done that we did not show was we washed and patted the meat dry, pulled the membrane off the back, and we seasoned it with our personal blend of smoky sweet and olive oil. So the smoker is almost up to temperature. We're going to go ahead and get these on out there. So meet us out at the smoker. Alright folks, we just loaded the ribs in. The smoker's coming back up to temperature, and we're primarily going to use an apple smoke, but just to give it a little bit of a deeper base, we're going to add some oak to this. So go ahead and add in a little bit. I'm going to add in like one of the normal size chunks of apple. A few of the shavings. You don't have to add much. We don't have a lot of meat, and you don't want to over smoke your meat either. And a little bit of oak. Put that in there. Shut our door. And we'll let this go ahead and climb back up to temperature. We're trying to run this smoker at about 225. And of course, pork well done is 145. And we can take the meat off then, but we want to do better than just, okay, it's done. We want the meat to be tender and soft and falling off the bone. We want to avoid a brick. You ask what a brick is? A brick is a bad result in cooking. So we're going to go ahead and cook it well done. And pork will get on tender at different temperatures. It just depends on what size rib you have. So we're going to probably I'll check it at about 170, 175, and if it's getting to where we like it, then we'll pull it. If not, we'll keep going until it's tender enough to just pull apart with just slight resistance. Alright guys, as you can see, the smoker is running close to 225. The meat has been out here for about an hour and a half. And just to show you guys a little something that you should look for when you are smoking, you look at the chimney, you don't see a lot of smoke coming out. There may be like a light heat wave looking or almost clear smoke. That's what you want. That's when you have a very clean and efficient fire. If you have a lot of gray smoke coming out, that's not good. Now, of course, when you first open your door or you first add a piece of wood or charcoal to it to keep the fire going, you will get a little bit of gray smoke, but it shouldn't continue for more than just a few minutes, because if so, you don't have the proper oxygen flow and you will get a bitter taste on your meat. So that's just something to look for when you are smoking meat. You can have a little smoke coming out, but not a lot. It's better to have it clear or just a light wisp. And once again, it's an hour and a half. Smoker is running true at about 225 to 230. So we'll come back in about another half hour and check on the meat, and we might be able to start saucing. All right, check back with us then. All right guys, it's been about 2 hours. Please excuse the dog barking in the background, because they're smelling some good food and they want to get some too. So we're going to go ahead and pull these out, start taking some temperatures. Oh, that's looking pretty good right there. Starting to pull back from the bone. So that's looking good. You can kind of see it pulling back on some. So let's get into the thick portion of one of these and avoid the bone, and let's see what temperature that we're reading. And I kind of hit the bone there, so. It's probing pretty easily. It's probably hard to see, but we're probably at about 174 plus. So this is looking about right. And as you can tell, see how it's just easily going in? That's a good thing. So we're going to go ahead and start saucing some of these right now. The sauce that we're using here is one of our personal blends of Caribbean bee sauce. You can use whatever kind that you want. So just put a light coating on them. Of course, this is what you would call a potent sauce. It has a very good, strong flavor to it, so you don't need as much. So just a light brushing on there. All along the top, the sides, the front, and also the back. We're going to go in there as best we can to kind of hit that back. You hear different dogs around the neighborhood barking because they're all smelling this, and they're probably hoping that they'll get a bone, but sorry, fellas. This is for human consumption. And if you notice with this offset smoker, we put the thicker portion towards the heat source. You want to do that because obviously it's thicker, it's going to take a little bit longer to cook, and you don't want the other side drying out and burning before the thicker portion's done. All right, we'll give this probably about 10 more minutes. Then we'll come out and maybe take them off and start wrapping them. Check back with us then. Alright guys, welcome back. The ribs have been sitting here resting for about an hour. So just to summarize before we unwrap them and show them to you guys and cut them open, the first thing that we did was we got the ribs out, washed them, patted them dry, seasoned them with our personal blend of smoky sweet and olive oil, got our smoker set to 225, got it running nice and steady, put the ribs out, and we checked them after about an hour and they were going well, so that we added in a little bit more smoking chips and a little more charcoal to keep the temperature regulated. And after 2 hours, we checked the temperatures. They were running about 170 plus. So then we put our sauce on, let the sauce sit for about a half hour or so. They're still smoking in, took them off, wrapped them up, and now they've been sitting. So let's go ahead and unwrap one of them. You can see, we'll grab the first one here. Had to put a little more foil on this one because the foil tore. And that's one thing that you want is when you wrap it with foil, wrap it snugly so there's no heat that can escape. Because you already got a bark on it and you don't want to ruin that bark because it basically steamed off your stuff. Oh yeah, this is smelling very good. You can see I'm trying to pick it up and it's tearing right there, right at that bone. So let's just go ahead and cut this one. Oh, tore on me as I pick it up. Well, this is sort of that pull apart look. We'll go ahead and tear it right there, guys. Why not? That's a little bit of fat, so let's cut that fat. All right. So let's just take a look at some of these. Let's just cut them in maybe like 2 bone segments. Yeah, let's just look at some of these. Here you go. You guys can see a definite smoke ring coming around it. Nice looking meat on the inside. So let's keep cutting into these. Let's just go ahead and cut this one up into maybe 1 or 2 bone segments. We can take a look at different sections here. A little bone right there. Cut a little more. Hope I'm not making you guys too hungry because you can't get any right now. But let's just take a look at it. We just grab a random bone from the middle. Once again, you guys can see the little smoke ring, top and bottom. Very good. You squeeze it. Very soft and tender. That's exactly what you're looking for. And that, folks, it's how you smoke ribs on a smoker without wrapping them. So all in all, it took about 2.5 hours to cook and about an hour rest. So thanks for joining us here at Clark's Cookery. I hope you guys learned something from this video and you enjoyed it. And we hope to see you guys again shortly. Thank you and have a good day. Boy, this looks good.